Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy Sophisticated Jerkin. Today, man, I'm gonna review this clip that Anton just dropped, man. They was having a discussion on if women end up paying 50-50, do they have equal say? So, man, I do love these conversations. And shout out to Anton, man. He I think he crossed a million, so homie be getting to it, putting in that work. And he knows how to ask those questions to get everybody worked up and to drive those conversations. And I'm glad people are actually having these type of conversations and stuff, because like I said, it highlights different dynamics, different ways of thinking and stuff like that. And it gives people a chance to kind of respond, based on like what they hear and give their perspectives and stuff. So, of course, I'm going to give you my perspective on this. Like I said, I'm a 50-50 guy. Y'all know this by now. And, I do get pushback on these type of things because a lot of times what I see coming from people, and especially from like minority, I would say Black and Hispanic communities, we're at the fucking bottom of the food chain. So, a lot of times, man, we want to try to understand why we have that, we're at the bottom. And we don't understand, man, we have like a mindset that keeps us down there. So I try to give people pushback. I'm like, hey, man, y'all just financially illiterate. Like, I get you want to sit your ass at the house and not do nothing, but it's just like, do you want your family to excel or not? Because really, that's the question. Because at the end of the day, like the whole 50-50 thing, it's kind of an ignorant conversation because it's just like, y'all just don't understand mathematics and you're financially illiterate and you're kind of lazy. So, because you could easily go talk to a financial person and they'll break it down to you. Like, if you talk to people that's excelling using the 50-50 and you go ask a financial person like, hey, I know this couple that's like, they got their finances structured like this. Both of them work, they're doing this. They're going to be like, yeah, that's the smart way to go. Because it's just, numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? But when people don't want to like dig into it, what they're kind of indicating is like, they got their own objective. And I understand that because like like I said, they will tell you like, hey, I just want to be at the house kind of chilling. And I'm cool with our household tanking and shit. Because like I said, I do a lot of finances. And like one thing I always like tell people, I'm like, don't base your decisions on emotions. Go talk to a financial planner and ask them like, what about your retirement numbers? Because if you look at the retirement numbers that have been coming out, man, most people's 401ks are underfunded. And let me pull it up real quick because I'll show you real quick. I got these receipts, boy. I'll be just trying to, like wake people up so they don't keep going down these paths. Because what you're seeing is like a lot of older couples that were kind of following, mirroring this type of like structures where the guy just paid everything. They don't have enough saved for retirement. So what's happening is like both the man and the female have to get back in the workforce in their later years. And they have to take any job. So that's why you see an influx of like older females that's in like I see at the gas stations, working at fast food places. So look at this real quick. And hopefully I can see it, but let me blow it up some. Approximately 39% of 401k participants in the US have balances under 10,000. This statistic indicates a significant portion of Americans are saving for retirement with smaller balances. So, I mean, if you got 10,000, you about to retire, you're barely pulling out anything, slim to none. And then we already know Social Security is about to go away. And I think I was looking at one number where it's like only 22% of the US population have balances over 100,000. So I always try to tell people, I'm like, man, I get that y'all want this dude to pay for everything. But when you look at the numbers, most of them guys that's paying for everything, they're not putting away enough money for like two people. So like when I'm looking at people's portfolios, man, they're way behind when it comes to retirement. So that's why I'm saying a lot of times like they're going to be pushing in this thing. It's like, oh, man, the men are broke and this and this. Nah, new guys that want this type of relationship are financially literate and they have that understanding. And it's just like, I'm not going to jump in a situation where I'm going to take myself down into this like bad situation. And I'm not going to put my family in that. So like, I'm looking for a female who's financially literate that is willing to come and work. That's actually smart. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and pull up this video and, I'm going to stop and break it down here and there. But I just want to kind of give y'all that precursor because it's like a lot of times they put it as like the females that just don't want to go to work. they always have to tie it back to a guy. Like, oh, he's sassy, or he's just broke. He needs a female to help pay his bills. When it's stupid. It's like, if a guy is single, he could get a 1 bedroom. He'll be just fine. He could pay his bills. So he don't need nobody to, assist him with that. He just is kind of forecasting like, okay, if I bring her in my life, we know females cost a lot of money. So even if you start looking at the numbers when people are dating, a guy, when he's dating, his costs increase, his expenses goes up from like 6 to 12,000. So these numbers are all out there you can access. So a man that's like like I said, financially literate, he's looking at all this as like, man, do I want to take on that burden and that liability? Because most people ain't getting over a certain number. So I think like to be able to put away like enough money for 2 people in retirement, man, you probably have to be making well over 200,000 to do that comfortably, where you can still spend on like all your other expenses for your household and put away around, I'll say over 40,000, where y'all can retire comfortably. And most people can't do that. So that's why I say I see these numbers on a daily basis, and most people are behind the curve, and they're gonna have to work till they're like 80. You know what I'm saying? So the numbers just ain't showing like this shit is a good formula unless you're wealthy. If you're wealthy, then that's a different conversation. But if you're not, I already know your numbers ain't shit. So a lot of these people that's like popping their collar, they don't want to go work. You'll see them at the local gas station, looking all mad and shit, hunched over.
It was him raging about providing.
About providing.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, we done with that. We
100%.
done with that. It's almost 2026. We're not gonna hear no more men cry about being men.
No, we
Lose
ain't
your
doing
woman
that
to
though.
a stud or a man that's gonna provide back.
We ain't gonna
That's
do
it.
that. It was credence to some of the shit that he was saying, because
It's never credence to saying why
back in
you
the
don't want to be a
day, back
man.
in the day, these men were simps. Back in the day, these men were simps,
That's a
Getting
fact.
more
and they
so
were
now
and
than
they
back in
were
the
and they
day.
were getting stepped out on, because the women was staying around, sitting at home, not doing shit, and the
That's a
milkman
lie,
was and the
Slimmy.
I'm
milkman
sorry,
and the
but
milkman and the milkman was whooping that ass while he was at work at the factory. These are the
Y'all
last
not
time
even
I
facts.
alive
checked,
during that
Barber
decade. Y'all be having the
Slimmy.
most to say.
Last time I
No,
checked,
that's
Barber contacted
The
Shirley.
milkman.
So what is you
no, that's
talking
real
about?
talk. That's real talk.
There's
Ain't no
What are
nothing
you
new
denying
talking
under
that.
the
about? All we
sun.
got,
Ain't no
Papa
denying
was a
that.
Rolling
And them
Stone.
and them
So
dudes was
Exactly.
was
what are you
trying to be
talking about?
providers, and them dudes was trying to be providers, and they was getting stepped out on. That's
Well,
true.
I mean, like if you're not a provider,
So was
what's
it
the
Barber
difference
that called
between
Shirley or
me and you?
Bob?
You say what?
I
Thank you,
said, if you're
Kimberly.
not a provider, what is the difference between me and you?
What are you talking about?
He
If
trying to
you
bump
and I
coochies.
are in a
That's it.
relationship and you're not providing, what is the difference between you and I?
We not.
Real quick, I'm gonna pause right there. So just going back to the first piece where, yeah, and a lot of the old school, man, one of the things I hear like a lot of minorities complain about is like our parents never left us nothing. So one of the reasons why was because, man, there wasn't enough like after you paid the household expenses to like leave money back for your legacy or for them to invest. So that's why a lot of people get trapped in their same social class. So that's why I'm saying sometimes when you start thinking about it, it's like, man, why are we like always trying to replicate what they did before and it wasn't good? And Slimmy's right. Yeah, a lot of them dudes was simps. They was running around distracted. A lot of the females was like stay at home, still creeping too. So a lot of them was just undisciplined, man. That's where you got the whole, like he was saying, the milkman, the pool boy. You know, those were all concepts of like the woman creeping out, like when she was like got bored and shit. So they did just come out the blue. That's why people run with that. And the question she's asking them now, she's saying, what would be the difference of us? And that's the dumbest fucking question ever, because it's like, as an adult, you both should be looking at your household like, I want this thing to excel. Like, we're looking at everything logically. We're not basing anything in our emotions and our self-centeredness. So it's like the whole fact that you're looking at like, what would be the difference of us? It's like, man, we're both adults trying to like win. So why would we need to have like be different if we're trying to take care of our home? That's the whole concept of a marriage. So that's why I'm saying a lot of times when people are talking, man, you could just hear like the self-centeredness. Because even with Molly, I think Molly is funny as hell, man. So I think she's great for the panel. Shout out to Anton on having her turn up. But she's out, like I said, she's gonna be always the one like, you men are sassy. you guys are broke, you're beta. And she's just financially illiterate. So it's like, it just shows a level of ignorance. Cause it's like, you see all these like dumb chicks online. It's damn near like, y'all ever seen those stuffed animals back in the day where you pull the cord and they got like 3 or 4 quotes that they say? That's what they kind of sound like. So it's like, pull the cord. Oh, you guys are sassy. Pull the cord. You guys are broke. And it's just like a manipulation tactic for people that can't critically think. So that's their go-to position on everything. It's like, oh, you guys are broke. Oh, you're sassy because somebody wants requirements. When actually a guy that requires stuff is the most masculine thing you could do. Because most guys go with the flow, and they're gonna kind of paint that picture. Because I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna break it down for you. Where most guys are scared to death to like lay down any requirements because of this pushback that they're giving. Like, oh man, they're gonna call me broke if I say that. So they're shaking in their boots. But nah, that guy that could look them in the eyes and be like, hey, here's my requirement. Take it or leave it. So the women like this, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gone. And fine, let them walk. But trust me, there's a whole nother female that will work with you that understands like finances. Cause Asian women are kicking everybody's ass. And I'm gonna show that graph on the end. So Asian men and women, highest income levels, they killing the game because they understand it. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna show you who's on the bottom end, who's winning in these circumstances. And that's why I said, so when people are financially literate, they operate off of emotions, and weak men are being led by emotional women. So that's why they always tend to have like bad results. Because even like celebrity men, we see them all the time. They always get divorced, they get their shit taken, and they're providing the ultimate provider life. Where it's like, man, they have nannies and stuff and they still get left. So the whole concept of like only a 50-50 guy is going to get left, it's been disproven so many times. We see so many like guys that's on that high tier get wiped out. So nowadays it's boiling down to like some guys are waking up and getting smarter. They're like, nah, I'm not taking that deal. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, you could call me broke, sassy. I like what Goldie said. He was like, you gotta call me that shit at your house. And how the broke motherfuckers gonna tell everybody they broke? That's what I wanna know. Show me your bank slip. And you'll see these fake independent broke chicks. They probably underdrafted and they like ATMs and stuff like that. So yeah, men, y'all gotta toughen up. I just laugh it off. Like, I'll show you my bank account. We straight over here. Me and my chick, we gonna win.
Talking about if we're not talking about that. You weren't here for the video. You can't participate.
Well, wait a minute. Let me frame it. All right, let me frame it. Should a woman have more say, and or should she be?
Shout out to Anton. I was like, I'm gonna let me rephrase this. I'm about to hit some gold right here.
Expected to stay loyal if she is if she's paying 50-50 or paying at all. If she's contributing financially, should she be required to stay loyal, and or should she have some final say so about what happens inside of the household?
I don't know.
Because a lot of times, and let me give some context to this. Because a lot of times, obviously there's been a lot of conversations about 50-50, provider, and all of this stuff. But let's say hypothetically that a woman gives in to what these demands are, or if she's paying this or whatever, should she have say so, and or how much say so should she have, and should she be expected to stay loyal inside of the relationship?
And real quick, shout out to Anton for framing the question. Because I know, like, man, you got to have questions to get the panel to, like, have a conversation. But it's also a dumb fucking question. And this is what I always kind of give pushback to guys. Man, as adults, men and women are going to have say-so in the house. I don't give a fuck what structure you got. Like, if you pay 100% of the bills, like, leadership is still separate from people having say-so in the house. Because when you have two adults, like, a female in 100% providership could leave if she's not happy. Same thing in the 50-50. So like as adults, you should be having like discussions like, hey man, here, like as a good leader, you want people involved in those discussions and have some input, especially when it's things that impact their life. So I know bunch of dudes that's paying 100%. And they have those discussions. Their wife has a lot of input. And to be frank, like a lot of them dudes, like I said, because they kind of pedestalize the women, them women are running them households. So like this whole notion like, oh, if I pay 100%, maybe a couple guys got that type of approach, but most of the time, most people are having discussions. Because like at the end of the day, regardless what structure you in, and this is where sometimes guys' egos get in the way. And shout out to Fatty, he always be pointing it out. It's like, man, a lot of men don't, if that chick wants to leave, she could go to that courthouse, file some paperwork today, and she's going to take that bread. So men need to stop lying to their damn self. Nah, every man's going to have a goddamn discussion. She going to have some say-so. So the way that a lot of these females, oh, yeah, she should have say-so. They know deep down, Molly's running her shit. Like, let's keep it a buck. That dude is paying 100% of the bills and she's running that household. Because a lot of times I always used to tell dudes, I'm like, hey, a lot of times when these females are talking and they're literally dictating what they want from these guys. So if a woman is dictating what she wants and that guy acquiesces to that shit, she's leading that situation. And they're going to kind of show it to you. But let me get back to that.
Because y'all asked for solutions. So now that we there, right, let's assume that we're there on some of these questions that's being phrased. Now, what does that look like inside of the relationship?
It looked like she get half the say. Like, what is the difference between a man and a woman if they're doing the exact same thing? You woke up with a penis and now you run everything? Like, is that, like, how does that work?
Half the bill means half the throne. You don't
You
do
can't
She
be-
says, yes, she's going to stay loyal. Why wouldn't she? Okay, so let me ask this question then.
She ugly. That's why she can't put up.
But see, this is what people need to start asking. Do you have, okay, if your husband's paying 100, do you have any input in that in that household? And you're going to start seeing females like some of them might be smart enough to be like, he just runs everything, the fake whole, like, stroke the guy's ego. But what you're going to typically see is like a lot of them like, yeah, I still want input in the house, even if he's paid. Like, man, come on, man. Why are we still having these, like, it's almost like everybody's brainless at a certain degree. Because like I said, I grew up my dad paid for shit like that. And my mom had a lot of input. My aunts and them, like, what the fuck y'all living? What planet y'all living on? So that's why I'm saying guys got to start following up.
Nobody but you in that 50-50 relationship. She don't
Is
know her
it one-
word.
Tell G says, yes, she going to stay loyal. Why wouldn't she? All right, so this one.
And real quick, so even Molly, she's always throwing shots at the females that would do it 50-50. Because like I said, a lot of times, like females that are lazy, they got to find a way to like throw a shot at them females that are operating right. Like I said, that could multitask, that could still raise their kids, that could still go to work and still contribute to their house and not be resentful and bitter. And really, it's called a virtuous woman. So if you want to like break this stuff down, because shout out to Jason Wilson, I did a breakdown on him. His wife works real structured and stuff. Like same thing with my wife. And if you look at a virtuous woman, that's going to be a woman that's going to like give the man leadership under any circumstance. So if a woman is like, she's telling you like the only way I'll give you a submission is if you do 100% of this, she's just not submissive. She's a mercenary. And eventually she's going to like show you that she's running with. Typically when they get over that like 10-year threshold, when they could get the alimony and they have them kids, that's when a lot of them provider dudes get blindsided. So that's why it's just when you hear people talking like, oh, well, if I do this, then they're not submissive to begin with and they're not virtuous. So that's the thing where like a lot of guys, it's like, man, people give you clear signs who they are. So when you start getting knowledgeable on this stuff and you tap into dudes that understand women, I'm telling you, man, we're going to put you on the right direction and you can avoid a lot of hardships. It's like I said, been married over 20 years. Me and my wife became millionaires based on working with each other, and we chilling now. So
Woman is in this relationship where she's having to contribute, right? And then she randomly, not looking for it, but runs into a guy that's going to level her up. What are the chances that she stay loyal to the person that she's with because he loves her?
I think that's based on the individual. Either you're a loyal person or you're not.
Give me a percentage. What are the chances of a woman that is contributing into a relationship?
And I agree with what the female said, even though she was like, asses, she goes a little left. That's the correct answer. Like, if you're person based in morals, man. You just got morals, period. And you're not going to cheat. So a cheater's going to cheat. I don't give a damn if you paying 100% of their bills. I seen females that were rich dudes that was getting knocked off all the time. Like I just did a review with a personal trainer and he was just like, all those like stay at home moms, he was like him and his like personal trainer buddies was dusting them off. Well, he said he wasn't because he had the morals. He was like, I'm never going to mess with a married woman. But he was like, man, they easy for the taking. So that's what I'm saying. They got to paint that picture like, oh, if you don't do this, they're going to creep on you. Try to put that fear, stall that fear in you.
Relationship financially, and she runs into a person that she is not going to have to contribute to. What are the chances of her staying loyal to the dude?
Very high. 0. Very high. She'll probably stay with you, but she's taking opportunities with other men. I know married women who have taken the opportunity to be with a man who is providing. They still kept their husband. Husband probably never
This
knew,
shit is
but
insane. No, this shit
y'all
is
getting cheated on.
insane.
If your woman is
It is
contributing
insane.
half, she's probably cheating on
You're
you.
contradicting yourself.
And she's kind of, see, this is why I love these. Who are you hanging? Birds of a feather flock together. So guess what? Your ass probably out there doing some dirt too. For you to be that close and you not discussing with that friend group, creeping on their husbands. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. People reveal who they are and stuff like that. So they just weren't good women. And them dudes that might come and give an opportunity that you think it's an opportunity, he's dusting it off and he's moving on. Ain't no guy that's got his shit together that's solid gonna come in there and be like, damn, this woman just went behind this guy's back. Let me pay all her bills. Unless he's just like a broken man that really can't get no women. Yeah, he'll jump into that situation, but watch, that's gonna backfire because typically those dudes have like a lot of insecurities. They have some mental shit going on. So when the women get with those type of guys, it comes crumbling down quick. So it never really works out. That's where like, I know Anton does a lot of reviews and women jump out there and the grass don't be greener on that other side. And they be trying to go back to that old guy, that guy like shutting it down. He like, oh, hell nah, you can't come back. And I seen this play out too with one of my boys. His wife did something like that. My man leveled up, hit them weights. He started a company after she left, balled out. She was trying to come back. My man shut that shit down so quick. Man, and her life just like plummeted. So man, as men, if they leave, they leave. You always keep yourself in shape, hitting the gym. You keep always progressing. And guess what? If she take off, there's always going to be a replacement. Trust me. And when her life go into shambles, she'll try to circle back, but that's when you stun on her. You be like, oh, hell nah. She going to be over there with an EBT card and on Snap because that other guy that she thought was going to provide for her ain't going to do that shit.
No, because you just told me that women weren't cheating back in the day. You literally just said they weren't.
Well, you
Now
said
you contradicting
A man
yourself.
pays for everything in a
not.
relationship.
Oh,
back in the day.
no. There's no
A man
exceptions to
was
the
actually
rule.
paying for
not
his
all
family
women.
back in
Y'all
the
just
day.
tried to tell me this wasn't possible.
Okay,
This
well, back
wasn't a
in the day,
thing.
most women
Um,
weren't going
Well,
50-50 going to work, Slimmy. So you got to make up your mind what decade
exactly.
we
No.
Women
live
weren't
in.
working.
What
Hold on,
decade we live in?
okay, hold on, y'all.
No.
Nobody can hear
Okay,
anybody.
you
Hold on.
contradict.
And the one thing I hate with these conversations is just like, when we're looking in the past, man, the economics was totally different. Because like I said, where we was growing up, people wasn't going on trips yearly overseas. Motherfuckers was going to like Six Flags, the grandparents' house, the local, like another state. And you might do that like 1 to 2, like I said, once every 2 or 3 years. People had like one car. We didn't have the cell phone plans, like cable plans. So you're probably looking at like, we didn't have all this crazy inflation. People had pensions. So that's what I'm saying. Now, when you look at the economics, it's like, okay, like I said, if you got a guy that's making like a high amount, that's a different conversation. I understand like if it could be done in that capacity where you could put away enough money for retirement, you're still investing. But most people just ain't in that boat, man. Just like I said, by like looking at common sense numbers. So it's just like, what people need to start asking, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because that's the reality. Because like I said, if that guy gets on there, he takes on that burden, he's going to 9 times out of 10, he's going to underfund the 401k plans for y'all future. and y'all fucked. So it's just like, I think people need to start digging into these conversations a little more. But like, oh, okay, so if y'all want to stay at home, like, what are you kind of willing to give up? Are you going to give up luxury, like shopping, getting all your stuff done? Or do you still have that expectation for him to do that? Okay, let's put some numbers on that. How much your man make? And then when you start going through this, because this is what I have to do to people. I'm like, all right, man, what do y'all want? Do y'all want to make sure you're good for like retirement? Yeah. Okay, well, I look at their baseline and I'm like, yeah, gonna have to make some dramatic changes to do that. To make sure you hit these numbers and stuff. But most people don't do that, because when I ask people in these conversations, because I'll be hitting panels and stuff, when I start talking to females, I'm like, hey, have you ever calculated y'all retirement for 2 people? Nah. You see that blank stare, and then it's just like, see, man, you're financially illiterate. So you're like a little kid almost, where it's like, I want this. If I don't get it, this guy's broke and he's not. And it's just like, man, nah, you're just ignorant and self-centered. So that's what I'm saying, man. People got to start growing up, man, because like everybody's flashing like retirement crisis, people losing their jobs. So I know a ton of like guys that operate on one salary that are screwed now. So it's just like, man, why don't you try to get ahead of the game? That's the key nowadays. And it's like, if you got 2 people that's smart, man, it's just like, it puts you in so much of a better place financially, where it's just like, when that shit hits, man, now everybody's scrambling. People got to sell everything off, try to relocate. So it's getting bad out here, man.
In yourself.
Nobody can hear anybody if everybody is talking at the same time.
Shout out to Slimmy, though. Slimmy's like,
Anton, this happened to me. My ex broke up with me because of it. That's how I know women ain't shit.
Thank you.
And shout out to Quentin. Quentin's like, I ain't fucking with this day.
But context matters. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Keri.
I was gonna say context matters though. Like, that was your girlfriend. That was your
Don't
wife.
matter.
It does matter.
I know wives who've
did
taken
you-
the opportunity.
Yeah.
No,
that's
she
why,
don't.
That's why I said she contradicting herself.
No. Let's okay. So let's
She said that men back in the day provided.
let's
And
put some
so-
guardrails around it. Y'all are in a relationship, not yet
Yeah.
married. Y'all may be together.
And just going back to the history, like, men back in the day provided. What the fuck did they provide? Like I said, they ain't leave nothing. Motherfuckers had no insurance, passed off debt. That's provision for y'all. That's what I'm saying. What y'all like? I've refused to be me and my wife is like, look, we trying to excel. So that's why I'm saying a lot of times it's like them people that stuck in the past, man. Yeah, man, y'all don't want to like leave no legacy and get ahead to break the cycle. So that's what I'm saying. It's like repetition. You keep repeating the cycle. Oh, well, back in the day, they did this. Yeah, back in the day, man, it was like some mediocre bullshit. So y'all want to like repeat that? That's what y'all like aiming for? Like, fuck that.
Living together, she's contributing into the household. He is expecting for her to contribute into the household, and she runs into a guy that could level her up. What are the chances and what are the expectations of her staying loyal to the guy that she's with?
Just one point of clarity. He's expecting her to contribute because she has a job, or that's a requirement. Like, if you don't have a job, go get one because you have to contribute half.
Go get one.
It's some men's
Oh
mindset.
yeah, I'm out.
She cheating.
No. Wait a minute, Keri. Hold on, Keri. What do you mean?
Bye. I'm out.
Look. See, I tell y'all all the time. Fellas, I
Y'all
tell
men
y'all
just
all the
trifling.
Nope, stop.
Women
Fellas,
can stay on
I tell
purpose.
y'all all the time. You don't gotta be loyal if you a provider. You don't have to be loyal. Ain't no need. Ain't no need to be loyal.
Shout out to Quentin.
There's
Quentin's like,
no
I'm not
need.
even.
Like, well, if you can
Don't
only
be.
My man Quentin tapped out. He's like, I can't even go here tonight. My man must. Shout out to Slimmy though. But the funny thing is, all of them was like, nah, if he requires anything, damn that. And so they all stood firm on that. And this is the funny thing with guys, and this is where like a lot of guys that I always used to tell them, I'm like, they're dictating what they want to y'all. So you're not a leader. You're just a financier. They'll tell you you're a leader, but if you get on a program, you being led. You're just like I said, you a banker at that point. You just funded lifestyles. Cause think about it, I've been in leadership since my 20s. A leader has to require things from the people that they lead. So if they're telling you like, oh, if he has a requirement, I'm out. They don't want no damn leadership. So hold on, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Because I told you I'm coming prepared today. And this is why that's why I love this conversation, man, because I've been telling people this and they could have grasped the concept. So it's hard to like, put this out to people because like I said, you know it because it's deeply rooted into you. But when you get the scenarios, now it's like, see, I try to tell y'all, like these females don't want to be led. They just want you to fund their lifestyle. So I asked Google or Bing the question where it's like, do leaders have to require things from people? Yes. You see how simple Google search would tell you this. So when they're telling you like, he can't require things from me, that's sassy. No, that's what a leader does. That's masculine. So you saying you want masculine leadership, but you're dictating what that leadership needs to look like. So nah, you don't want no damn leadership. You just want an idiot to come pay your bills. So it's like a leader. I require people to be on time. I require them to be professional at work, show up. They have deadlines with their jobs and stuff. So if you telling me I know I'm gonna be a leadership in this house and you gonna be like, nah, I don't want no requirements, your ass gotta kick rocks. So any guy that steps into that dynamic is a weak man that's being controlled and he's being led. It's just that simple. And I used to tell people like, they used to get personal with it. And I'm like, hey, nah, man, I'm just telling you, based on y'all can listen to it, but they'll tell you like they running shit. And that's why when they was all like, oh, I'm not taking no requirements. Damn that, I'm out. Yeah, they're going to find the one sucker that will allow them to get whatever they want. So typically when they're married and stuff and they're like, oh, well, I get this and this. Yeah, it's that dude that had no backbone and he was infatuated with beauty and he was trying to cuff it down. And now he's in a life of torment because he's with a brainless chick. So yeah, this stuff is, thank you guys for talking. Because now the men that got this understanding, we could teach the other guys what this looks like. We could break it down based on y'all own words. So
Loyal.
One woman, yeah, you
Don't
probably should be.
don't
Loyal. You
be
can't afford nothing
no
else.
fuck that. Don't be loyal. Don't be fucking loyal.
All right.
Sow your royal oats. Do what
So-
the fuck you gotta do.
Well, with that,
You a provider. You a provider. You a provider. Do what the fuck you.
and real quick, I disagree with Slimmy. I just think, man, hey, if we understand a lot of these females want to dictate how everything is, dog, don't become no provider thinking like you could go out there and do what you want to. I think that's the biggest trap. I think a lot of guys, man, some guys was pushing that message. And the thing is like, once you go down that path and you already got married, all they got to do is go to the court like he cheating on me and they're going to wipe you out. So they'll make it seem like they're cool with that. Like, oh, if he pays 100%, he could do whatever he want and I'll stick around. Yeah, they manipulate your ass. As soon as they get married and they cross that path with you, either one, they gonna go out and be fucking somebody else, or they're gonna let your dumb ass do it. And then they're gonna be like, hey, he was creeping out on me and this. I need this for alimony. I need these expenses paid. So men, don't even fuck with that mindset. That's why I try to tell guys, man, you can't have it all. So look, the ones that try to sell you that dream, oh yeah, I would stay there. I'd rather cry in a Bentley and I'll do this, as long as you pay 100%. Yeah, okay, good luck. If y'all believe that shit, then y'all dumb. Because as soon as they get over that threshold, charge it to the game. They're going to let you go out there and creep because they really didn't like you to begin with. They just like the money. That's what a lot of them are telling you. They're just like, hey, I'm there for the money. So a lot of them, they hope to God that you step out so they could go cash out, take your money, and they could go get with the guy that they truly like. Because that's how it typically play out. They talk all this money shit, but like Giselle Bundchen, karate guy, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, got with a school teacher after she got the billions of dollars. Like, man, y'all better stop listening to these broads.
You want to do.
So
Flat
y'all
out.
50-50, she a provider too, and she should do what she wants. Is that what
Y'all
you're saying?
literally just y'all. We don't even know the scenario of the woman that.
So again, it's just like, why does being an adult, you have to be rebellious with that? So it's like, yeah, she's a provider. We're both providing for our household, for our future. Why the fuck do you, if you do like adult activities, you have to be like, you got that rebellious spirit. It's just crazy. So it's like, if you got to go do some like adult to uplift your family, your kids, and your legacy, you fall apart mentally and you get pissed off that you got to go do what you want. That's just crazy way of thinking. And there's enough women that go out there, work, excel their family, that they're not operating that like that. So why is it different that some women could go out there and be selfless and you can't? And that's where, like, guys, man, we got to stop this shit where we're trying to entertain these type of mindsets and start pointing that mirror back at them, where it's just like, why are you fucked up? And other women could go out there and perform for their families. Because they always try to put it on a guy. Like, oh, like I said, that's the deflection tactic. Oh, why are these men broke, sassy? It's like, no, why are you a bad motherfucker and you're selfish? You know, why are you lazy that as kids, we all did chores? Like, I emptied the dishwasher. I washed my own clothes since 14. I don't need nobody, a grown ass adult, coming in that house doing that for me. So men are starting, we got too much technology now. Nobody needs to really be sitting at the house. Now, I do understand that people got small kids. They might do some things, but still, a lot of people, it's just like, man, that's just not that beneficial for me. That'll make them sassy. That just makes them acknowledge, like, hey, I could clean a lot of stuff myself. I don't need that no more. And you have the right to be like, hey, nah, I want this type of lifestyle. But to turn everything on a guy, it's like, nah, we need to highlight y'all. Why are y'all unwilling? And like I said, Asian women are killing everybody in the game. And they still are producing like kids that are highly successful going into STEM and stuff like that. So why can't y'all match that? And that's where, guys, we need to start turning that mirror to them. Like, why are these groups able to do that, but y'all lazy motherfuckers can't? Instead of y'all trying to always flip the mirror on us. It's like, let's have that conversation.
Molly was saying just stepped out on her husband. She was like, "Hey, I just leveled up."
Anton painted
You don't
the
even
picture.
you don't even know if she wasn't being provided for or not.
It's 50-50. She's not.
Molly, I'm talking
I'm
about the
sorry, but that's
example
like
that you
basic
said
math.
of the woman. You said you specifically knew a woman that just stepped out on her husband and got leveled up on. We
Yeah,
don't
because the
know.
man was saying he was throwing money that the husband wasn't throwing. They was splitting
Right.
bills.
But you
She had
that
to
don't
split
mean
bills with the
that
man that was
don't
giving money.
all right.
So the thing I would ask Molly would be like, is your friend still with that guy? And we typically know no. Because them guys that spend money like that, they're impulsive. And they be moving on from chick to chick. So your friend is an idiot because that guy more than likely done moved on and bounced, and he saw something better and he's throwing money at her. And that's how it always plays out. You don't see too many happy endings with guys like that are impulsive like that. So like, she's trying to paint that picture, like I said, because they got a whole frame to, the women, like I said, they got to put fear into weak men. And really, that's all this is. It's like, oh, if you do this, the women are going to leave you. Men, oh, well, there's the door. Take your ass on. I'll go get like another chick that look just like you. That's willing to compromise and work. So yeah, stop falling for these tactics. Molly don't know no goddamn body that did that shit. And if they did, trust me, they wishing that shit would have worked out.
Yeah. Fellas, don't be loyal, man. Don't be
Stop
loyal.
thinking y'all pimps trying to put a woman to work.
Don't be loyal. Don't be loyal. Don't be loyal, man.
So
Don't be
again,
fucking
Slimmy,
loyal.
if she is paying 50,
Don't be loyal.
so
Don't be. There ain't
Slimmy,
no other
if she
point.
is
There ain't
paying half, she
no
shouldn't be
echo
loyal.
chamber. I want an echo chamber for this shit. Don't be loyal.
I'm just saying, this is the time to get out. Like, we're not married. We don't have kids. You're making me have to pay. Like, this not like, hey, you work, I work. Let's come together. Let's figure out how to get whatever. I don't know. But, like, you have to. We're not married. Why?
That's why they like 18 and 19-year-olds. They can get that. They can
Don't be
do that
loyal.
to them type of women.
Don't be loyal.
It's the mindset. I don't have a problem if I have a job. Like, I would say, like, I'll help, but requiring that, does it end? Is that a forever requirement?
Exactly.
Is that a for now requirement?
Yes.
Forever?
What you gonna do if I get pregnant, I can't work, and you gonna be
Right.
stressing out because you wasn't no man and you was depending on me too much? knowing I could get
And
pregnant and have to sit my butt down. Don't
and
do
God
that.
forbid I find
You
a
gonna say
job and
you
I
need to
want to
get
switch my
disability.
job to something else. You're not gonna be understanding of me being like, you know what, I want to go in this different direction, the career path. Like that's too
Well,
much.
how
You're gonna
y'all
get
gonna
Don't
arrested
be
sustain
and
y'all?
loyal.
But see, here's the issue to what both Molly and Keri. So, like again, going back to the leadership, what she's just showing is just like she never really had leadership. She just had guys like probably oohing all over because they're attractive females, man. Shout out to them. But they had a lot of dudes that would, like I said, acquiesce to whatever they want. So really ain't leadership. So they never had dudes that was like sit down and require stuff and break stuff down logically. So that's typically why, like I said, you look at a lot of people's finance, they just far behind and shit because they're basing everything off of emotions instead of just sitting down. Like if somebody was like, say, like if I was a female and a dude was like, hey man, I want you to, and I didn't have that mindset at that time, I'd be like, why? And say he started breaking it down from a financial standpoint, I'm like, damn, you know what? I didn't know that, but yeah, I never thought about retirement. I never thought about like making your money earn while you sleep, those concepts and stuff like that. So that's why so many people stay stuck in like middle class and stuff because they just got that, like I said, broke mentality when it comes to shit. But also what Molly was saying was like, what happened if I get pregnant and stuff? That's why if you was working before and you people actually planned for stuff, it's like you could prepare for those type of things. So like one of my wife's friends, she was working, got married, her and her husband, man, they started investing in property. So when it was time for her to have her baby and stuff, shoot, she was like, hey, go ahead, stay at home. We're getting money from our properties that we have. We're still able to put money into our retirement so you can fall back however long you need. So that's why you prepare for that moment. You work. So if you were working beforehand and instead of being selfish, you'll be prepared and you want to be like, have to put your family at a deficit at that point. So yeah, that's why a lot of times, man, if you do stuff the right way and actually plan and like I said, get a financial planner, man, you'll be prepared for all these like activities. Cause even with Keri, she was like, what happened if I want to adjust, my career? That shouldn't be an issue. Cause it'd be like, man, y'all would have those discussions like, oh, okay, nah, go ahead, pivot. I got this, man. We got this cushion that we built. We already got investments. So we good. Yeah, nah, go ahead and make that change. So it's just like their lack of thinking, man. Like it just shows. And that's the sad part where it's like sometimes I think people need to pause and think some stuff out sometimes. And like I said, sit down with people that are like knowledgeable with some of this stuff.
Keep your costs low.
That's too
Because
much.
these
You gonna
women
be
don't,
mad.
How are you
they ain't
gonna
gonna
be
give
able
no
to
fucks about
That's too
you.
much
how you gonna
stress.
They ain't
sustain
gonna
your
give no
Too much
fucks
lifestyle?
about
stress.
you.
Keri, how you
That's
gonna
too much
sustain your
stress.
lifestyle?
Shit is crazy.
What do you mean?
How are y'all gonna sustain your lifestyle if you gotta give yours?
No, it's one thing if it's like, look, right now at this moment, we both gotta, we just gotta make it happen. This is our goal. Like you bring in something, I bring in something in this moment. That's different than, hey, go out and do your share. Like it's a requirement for you to be here. You gotta pay your part.
Yeah.
That's no. Because I feel like that mentality as a man is going to extend in different ways. That's going to be weird.
Why is it gonna be weird?
I don't know, that's just not a characteristic that I am accustomed to hearing from men. I'm not used to them requiring a woman to help in that area. Not that they would turn her down if she wants to, but like that's a requirement.
So again, like I said, just don't want leadership. That's really what she talked about the characteristics. It's like, man, how could you don't want leadership because leaders require certain things. You want to dictate what the leadership is, which AKA you're running this shit. But let me pull up these charts while I'm showing you, man, because this is the sad part where I think, man, with minority groups and I'll say like Hispanics and blacks, man, where we just gotta. It's like, man, we got to snap out of it, man, because we just we're losing. So hold on, let me pull up the other one first. So right here, man, I got the United States median household income by race, and Okay, in the first paragraph it says in the United States, the demographic landscape is diverse, spanning 7 distinct racial categories among households. Among these, Asian households have the highest median household income at 113,000, while Black or African American households represent the opposite end with the lowest median household income of 53,000. So like if you look at this table right here, man, and I know it's small, man, but white, their median household income is at 83,000. Black or African again, 53. American Indian and Alaska Native, 59. Asian, 113,000. So they're damn near like double our household income. You know what I'm saying? So you look at Native Hawaiian, 78. And then some other races, 65, and 2 or more races, 73. So yeah, that's why I'm saying so here's the like pie chart right here. So Asian is up here, 106, and they're beating everybody out. They're beating white, all the other groups, Hispanic and stuff. And if you like, there's even a further breakdown. Let me pull up that chart. Because a lot of times people are like, well, the men just make more money because, that's the deflection tactic where it always goes to men. And Asian men do make a lot of money because, like I said, they go into STEMs and stuff. But here's the part where, like, a lot of women just kind of don't want to accept that, like, have the mindset of, like, what's her name, Molly and them. It's like Asian women are getting it too. So if you look at this chart right here, man, here's the Asian men and women. So the blue is Asian men. They're beating out everybody on the chart. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting the highest salary because, like I said, they're going into STEMs, medical, and stuff like that. But here's Asian women, and they're beating out all men and people so that's what I'm saying. So when you look at them and they're both working, and now they're investing, they got their retirements done, and they still producing like successful kids that are going into STEM and beating people out because they're going to them private schools and stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying. So why are they, and they're known for being submissive. So it's just like, okay, why are they able to do that, but y'all can't? And they can still hold to being submissive. And that's what I'm saying. That's why, guys, we got to stop like playing to our egos and be like, oh, well, the provider male does this. And you're putting yourself at a deficit, your household and stuff like that, while other groups are knocking it out the park, working with each other. And they're not having that resentment. They're staying focused. They're like, them women ain't, man, when you see it, because I work with a lot of them and a lot of different people from backgrounds and stuff and very professional women, man, everybody's going to work. They got tunnel vision. They going home and like you talk to people like, hey, man, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm taking my kids here. Or, my kids are graduating. They're going to here. We're investing in this. So this is how them groups actually, people that like are working with each other that just understand finances, they talk totally different. They're not on that broke shit that they're talking about. And that, like I said, so it's sad that we keep projecting this dumb shit, just because you're selfish. It's just like, man, just go out there and say like, look, man, I'm lazy. I'm not a very good adult. I can't multitask. And if you did, people would leave you alone. Stop trying to push it always on the guys that do want to excel with their family and mirror their winners. Because it's just like, you're just content with doing the same shit your broke ass parents did. And you want to stay stagnant. So really, that's the issue. So it's like, that's why I give it pushback, man, because I don't care what people want. I'm just trying to tell people like, hey, these numbers are not looking that great. So obviously it's not working out. If people can't retire on time, other groups are working with each other and blowing everybody out the frame. So look at even Hispanics are down at the bottom. You got Black and African Americans. We're beating them out a little bit. White women are beating out Black men and Hispanic men. White women, I mean. So that's what I'm saying. Women are out here working and they're not resentful. They're looking at it like, we are going to win. We're going to get ahead. And I'm putting my kids in all these like programs where our money's making money. And when we retire, we're going to be doing trips, chilling, while other people are going to have to like, scramble by and try to figure it out on the back end. So a lot of people are smart enough to be like, look, I don't want to work, but I don't want to work when I'm old if something happens. So let me just like suck it up, be an adult and work with this guy over here. We could put ourselves in a whole different category. All right. So let me go ahead. I wanted to play this video, man. And this was like a female attorney and she was breaking down what profession and a spouse men should avoid. And I think she did some for the females, like what men you should avoid also. So she's pretty balanced and stuff. But in this one, she kind of talks about how stay-at-home moms are very like aggressive in divorce court and stuff, so let me play this. I did a breakdown on my channel before, but like I said, a lot of times people try to paint that one-sided picture. Like it's like, oh, if women work, man, they're just going to be resentful. They're going to creep on you, cheat. Because like I said, a lot of times people got to do that fear tactic. Because like I said, a lot of females that I think like they're trying to push an objective. Plus, like, they're a little lazy, man. That they want to put that fear in men because they know men are starting to wake up. So like I said, it's like, oh, man, shit. These guys ain't falling for the same traps. Like, let's call them broke or let's call them sassy. Let's like tell them females are going to cheat. And, men are just kind of getting dark to it because it's just like, man, we know numbers. Like, that's why we had to take math in like high school, So, so we know how to calculate things and we know like with inflation and certain things, like, man, it's just better with two salaries. So we're not falling for them traps. Sorry, we'll be single. We'll go travel places. Because the reality too, man, a lot of these females, they kind of hurt themselves in the market because typically nobody's no virgin before you get married and no guys was like paying your bills. So we know you had like prior relations with dudes. They wasn't paying your bills and they was like blowing your back out. So most men just ain't falling for them traps no more because a lot of guys just ain't trying to be no simp no more. They're just like, hey, man, like, I'm not going to be that guy that comes, swoops in and pays for everything while, the prior 10 dudes didn't do none of that shit. And then, even if some of them females had some dudes that would pay them bills, it's like, okay, then why did that go left? So obviously he wanted to get up out of there. So it's just like, they can't explain none of this stuff because a lot of times, like I said, we put our egos in a conversation where we're not asking these questions like, oh, okay, did your prior, men that you were involved with pay all your bills? I changed. I went on my journey of self-love. You start hearing some bullshit like that. And then even if they did, they were like, well, nah, that was always my requirement or my preference with guys. And I'm like, okay, then why didn't that work out? Well, he got burnt out dealing with you, right? So that's why I'm saying, man, we got to do better, man. We got to start taking these conversations to like lower tiers where it's just like, why don't you just want to work? Well, I can't keep up. I'm not the best at work. I'm confrontational. A lot of people don't like me. I'm not productive. I'd be like, cool, man, we understand that. But why is it always, like I said, it don't need to be about the guys if you have limitations in yourself and you're self-centered. So that's why I give pushback. Because, that'd be like, say if I was a lazy guy, man, and I didn't want to do certain things, I'm not going to then turn it on the women why I have limitations. Like if I didn't want to go out there, educate myself, grow and all this, I'm not going to be like, well, the women don't want me because they're just lazy or whatever, like how I would try to twist it. It's like, nah, I'm just not willing to do my part and I'm lazy and I want somebody to take care of me. Like, why can't it just be that? You know what I'm saying? But all right, let me go ahead and play this real quick so y'all can see what she breaks down.
I debated posting this because I know how bad it's going to be.
Shout out to her. She nervous as hell.
People get this answer from me. But there were so many people that asked that I decided after a lot of thought and consideration that I will go ahead and respond to the most asked question from my last video, which is what professions in women should men avoid? And a lot of you thought that those same professions for men that I told you to avoid would translate to women, and they really don't. I don't think that there's enough data out there for me to comment on that. But I've had one military female client who was pretty difficult, but other than that,
military women do kind of difficult
in those same professions. But I went through my case list. And if you have a problem with me giving an introduction to this, then just scroll along because I'm about to hurt a lot of people. So I'm going to explain what I have to say. And you're going to have to listen to it if you want the answer. I went through my case list and there's about 60 cases on my case list. And there are some common professions that I see in women. The most common one that I see is teacher. The second most common is nurse. But those cases are not cases where the female is really difficult or litigious or anything like that. They're just kind of run-of-the-mill cases. The most common profession that I see in the female parties in my divorces, and this is over 13 years of cases. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Is stay-at-home mom.
Damn.
Hate me. I know y'all are gonna hate me, but
Let me stop real quick. So, and this is coming from other people that had them interactions. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, seek knowledge. And also, like, you should be observant. Because like I said, I grew up and I seen a lot of stay-at-home moms, and yeah, they fight tooth and nail. And I kind of understand why, because it's just like your livelihood about to change. But this is what guys, with a lot of females, and I think Anton was trying to ask some of them questions too, where it's like, are guys thinking about this for protection? And the women automatically shut it down like, no, they're just sassy. It's like, no. Most guys have seen enough guys get took to the ringer where, you know, not to say like it's every case, but it's just like, man, if you see like your dad, cousin, uncle, friend go through a difficult like divorce, like you should wisen up and understand like the serious nature of like a marriage if it goes wrong and how different things could impact you. So instead of always just like turning everything to like a sassy issue, it's like, nah. Like if women generally wanted to change the situation, man, we do got to take ownership for like bouncing, trying to take everything, separate the kids sometimes. Cause yeah, that would be tough on a guy, and they are being protective, and that's smart. Y'all just want a motherfucker to keep jumping in the fire. And it's just like, hell nah. So a lot of guys are like, I want her to put something into this situation because like majority of the time, if somebody's like investing in a situation, they're going to have a little more respect and understanding for it. They're not going to just always jump off. And if they do, man, then, hey, you're going to take what you kind of contributed to this situation. So that's how a lot of men are viewing it. It's not because they need somebody to pay their bills. Most adults could pay their own bills by their damn self. So that I turn it always to this like, oh, they need help. It's like, nah, men are just waking up based on what they see, based on what people are saying that are intelligent in these professions. Like I know another lawyer, James Sexton, he always be talking about divorce and stuff. So it's just like people are embracing information, which means they're intelligent. So it's just like, just because y'all are dumb, like and want to tweak everything to like manipulate like weak men, it's like people ain't falling for that shit no more.
let me explain why. Number one, when you're divorcing a stay-at-home mom, they are paralyzed with fear, and rightfully so, because their whole life is going to change. They are going to have to go back to the workforce. They're going to have to possibly move. Their finances are about to be very different. There's lots of things that they don't know financially about what's going on. And so they tend to stick their head in the sand and stall. And so the cases become very contested and very expensive. The second reason that I see that stay-at-home moms end up being the most common profession in a divorce is that I think there's a tendency, and this is completely my opinion, just based on my observations, they tend to focus so much on the children, and the husband focuses so much on career that they first of all, they don't feel appreciated by one another. But the husband starts feeling like an ATM, and the wife becomes completely focused on the children, and they tend to grow apart. So I think that's why it's the most common. That's not hate, just an observation. It's probably my last TikTok. So see.
I'll go ahead and stop it there. But what she's pretty much saying is like resentment. So that's why I always used to tell people, I'm like, man, most people, man, just human nature. People are going to resent everything. So you got to like work on your mindset to be like, start having appreciation. You got to start being like, man, instead of my mind drifting towards like resentment, I need to just like have an understanding and okay, let's look at things logically. What do we need to do to make sure that the present and our future is going to be protected? But like I said, when a lot of people are self-centered, they're just stuck on me. Everything offends them. So that's where like you see the kind of the females on the panel, like giving a lot of pushback, but it's just like, man, y'all not winning. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me trying to be mean, because I want people to win. So that's why I have these conversations. So it's just like, man, what you're like, way of thinking, you're going to keep your family and your legacy trapped in a certain position. So it's like, even if they're, you know, because a lot of times when I see people, they're like, well, you know, my man makes like 150. I'm like, man, that's not a ton of money. That's good. But it's just like to make sure that you guys are fully funded and protected in retirement, like, man, you got to be higher, or you got to be making some hell of some sacrifices where it's like, y'all damn near not doing a lot of stuff and keeping up with the Joneses. So it's just like, this is the conversations we need to be having. Like, okay, if you want that, what are you willing to sacrifice? You know, have you guys calculated y'all retirement based on two people? Because like I said, when I'm jumping in people's finances, I'm seeing like the guy that's like over burdened with paying for everything. He's underfunded the account. So he thinking like, okay, I put like 5% in this account. And that's like low for one person. And I had to tell him, I'm like, dude, you guys are operating off of one income. You got to put like double the amount for two people. And you should be putting double the amount because you're behind for yourself. And they're like, oh, I never like do the retirement in these numbers. So that's why I try to always tell people, man, get with a financial planner. Stop all this like emotional shit. And then guys that are led by emotional women, that's what I'm saying. You're damn near fucking up your whole legacy, you know, following them just because they pretty and stuff. So this is what you see a lot. But shout out to Anton and them, man. I thought it was a good conversation, even though I disagree with some of the viewpoints. It still makes for a good conversation, and I'm gonna keep breaking it down because, hey, I'm tired of seeing people lose. So if I gotta be repetitive and I'm coming out this bitch like Godzilla, goddamn it, stepping on all of them because, hey, we ain't letting it slide no more. Shout out to all the guys that's like giving pushback and breaking this stuff down also, man, because yeah, we ain't having it, man. It ain't about no dudes being broke. It's because y'all got broken mindsets and y'all lazy. That's what this shit is. And instead of y'all just accepting the realities and stuff, and like I said, the logic, y'all want to like cry like little kids because you ain't getting your way. And that's really what this shit is. But all right, y'all, peace, man. I'm out of here.